How's it going, everyone? It's your boy, or man-child, that's right, it's Martin O'Connor, and I'm here with a good friend of mine, the one and only, the inaugural 2K22 Games champion, STEPHAN Theodore Benson. Now, this is a bit of a different type of Mic Time May. We're just going to chat, we're just going to have fun, and we're going to talk about the who's what, the what's where, and what is going on. So first of all, STEPHAN, how you been, my guy?
What up, G?
How long has it been since we last spoke?
Oh, on a show, months. It's I think it's been some months, I'm pretty sure, because we both just kind of we've been doing our thing, but you know what? I see you've been doing big things.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? Can you give us a little insight? I mean, I've been doing my thing as best I can, but you've been doing big, great things.
Well, I do have a game show now. It's on TikTok, which I do every Saturday. So basically, I get my friends and hopefully a couple verified creators, fingers crossed, to basically just do a big giant game show. The winner gets a shout out, and then once I start getting a little bit of cha-ching, they'll be getting something like sent over their way. Also, I'm the MC for a charity concert, which is happening. We're raising funds for Autism New Zealand.
That's awesome.
And yeah, I got a couple comedy shows. I was supposed to be going on tour next year, but due to COVID and due to like finances and stuff, I could not do that. But I am planning on doing a weekly comedy show on Zoom or on TikTok, depending. So.
I would love to be a part of that. So you know, you have my full support, and I have other people that would gladly help out.
All right. So what's been going on with the one and only STEPHAN Theodore Benson?
Well, just practicing. Been in the 2K gym, so to speak, keeping my skills up. Whether I win, whether I lose, it's what you learn. And what you also, if it's something bad, obviously you don't want to do that again. Just training heavily for whenever there is another 2K tournament. Fingers crossed. They may never do one. I may be the one and only, and I'm fine with that. But should they, I'm gonna stay ready. And hey, listen, did we get you set up with an Xbox yet in 2K on PC?
I do have an Xbox, but it's currently carrying dust because it's got a parental code on it, which I cannot. Yeah, so hopefully, because once TikTok sorts its stuff out, I do have some money saved, which I may be able to possibly get an Xbox and 2K22, or even if it's the time, 2K23. We'll see.
That sounds great. And listen, what if they do a tag team tournament and they do a WWE 2K23 tournament or 2K22? But now that we're on the way to 2K23, it may not be just the time to do it because they wanted to see how this game performed. Understandably, we could team up. Maybe we could be the TikTok 2K WWE 2K tag team undisputed tag team champions.
Sounds good, bro. Sounds good. Right.
No one can stop us. I'm just saying.
No worries. So you were wanting to talk about the Marvel and DC. Now, I have not been looking at it as much as I have been, but I do hear there's rumors of a Black Panther 2.
So there is a Black Panther 2 movie coming out this October, if I'm correct, or it might be November. I could be wrong, but I think it's October or November. Regardless, or December. Might be December. No, Black Adam is in October. I'm sorry, Black Adam is DC. That's coming out in October, but I feel like Black Panther Wakanda Forever is also coming out in October. That is the end of the current phase 4. That everything we've seen up to this point, up to that movie, that ends it. That caps it off basically, but they're continuing with phase 5, phase 6. I gotta figure out what movie it is. Let me check on my phone real quick. That starts off phase 4 in like January or February, I believe. But I know what caps off phase 5 is Fantastic Four, another reboot of the Fantastic Four. But hopefully Disney usually does things right. So for the most part with Marvel and everything. So let's hope that they do. Let me just pull this up real quick.
Fingers crossed. So I know a lot of people are thinking that with the new Black Panther movie coming out, that they're going to try and replace the one and only Chadwick Boseman. Is that going to be the case?
I don't think they're going to replace him as T'Challa. They're going to. I say this respectfully. There are very unfortunate circumstances, obviously surrounding all that, and he fought quietly for years and still delivered amazing artwork. I think out of respect for as much as he did for the character, it would be a disservice to not have the Black Panther character at the very least, even if it's somebody else as the Black Panther, having, you know, whoever's next in the line of succession, however it's, you know, taking place. The time frame it's taking place is during the blip, the Thanos snap. Yep. So I think there is like parts of the movie is during that, and then parts are not. I'm not sure exactly. I'm just going off of what D23 was kind of saying. And any information I can kind of find online, because I'm a huge nerd for Marvel. But you know, right now on the Marvel slate of things, now some other things coming out. Avengers Kang Dynasty, that's going to cap off phase 5 or 6, I believe it is. Phase 6. And we're getting 2 Avengers movies in 1 year. Avengers Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars. Ooh. Now, for those who have not seen or don't know too much about Kang, Comicstorian, Comics Explained, I plug them because they're freaking phenomenal. Another person I want to give props, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, of course.
Missed the Part on YouTube. Missed the Part. He's phenomenal. He writes his own what if Marvel and DC stories, and it's kind of like, what if the Marvel villains were the ones to fight Thanos and not the good guys? Ooh. So Hela, Loki, the guy, who was that guy that fight Iron Man? What's his name? That he got arrested. He was like Iron Man's. It was the president, huh? He was in that cheap Iron Man suit in part 2, or was that part 1? No, not Whiplash. Not Whiplash. The other guy. He was older, gray hair, and he was working with Stark Industries, and he got caught for conspiring against Tony. Obadiah Stane. That's it. Obadiah Stane. So there was like, if it was Obadiah Stane, if it was Hela, if it was Loki, if it was Abomination, all these other characters that some can do some major damage. That's just to name one. Yeah. Now, all I can say is check out his channel. Yeah. If you like what if scenarios, he does a phenomenal job of doing it, and they're all original. So highly recommend that. Hell yeah. Now, while we have Avengers Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, we have so much leading up to that. So we have the Mutants, even though we just had a Mutants movie come out. So that's confusing enough, but I guess they see it as a Marvel legacy movie, which is, this came before the current slate of, I guess, a super connected universe the way we have now. They've always had it connected some way, but did you see the New Mutants? I'm sorry, New Mutants. That's what it was called, New Mutants.
I don't think I had. The last superhero movie that I watched, I dare to say it was Endgame.
Okay, no, that's fine. And no, okay, so that was 2019. So you have a lot to catch up on, but trust me, you are in for a treat, brother. The fact that you don't have to wait for each episode, each movie, you can just be like, I'm going to binge watch this over a weekend. It's not going to be what happens next week. I'm going to find out right now. I think you'll like everything from Marvel's What If series to Loki to WandaVision to Falcon and the Winter Soldier. She-Hulk just dropped. So yes, like you'll love What If. You've not seen Marvel's What If series, right? The actual cartoon or it's a different type of animation, like kind of like cell shading, or maybe not. Regardless, it's expertly done. As everything Marvel, and I feel for the most part, is done. And just for those who are haters on Thor: Love and Thunder, I loved it. I just want to let you know I loved it. The God of Thunder, Asgardian beards, that's all you need in a movie.
Man, I absolutely love your passion. Now, let's move on to Clash of the Castle. Now, we do have Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns for the Undisputed Championship. What are your thoughts?
Drew McIntyre. 3, 2, 1. We got a new champion. Hey. 1, 2, 3, and then 3, 2, 1. He should just do a count up and a countdown. Yeah. I hope that Drew wins. I've got nothing against Roman, but sooner or later somebody's going to come along, and if anybody's going to do it, it's got to be Drew. Braun's not there. I think Braun could do it if he were still there, but he's not. If Cody were still there, I think he'd be a definite threat to the championship. But again, he's unfortunately injured, so he's healing up. Get well soon, Cody.
Yes.
Mr. Rhodes, if you will, if you will. So I hope Drew wins it, but they're going to have to create some type of match where the Usos and Heyman can't get involved. And that's virtually impossible. It'd have to be like a Punjabi prison match, or something with even higher stakes. What is that? Is that World War III or not World War III? What is that three cage match in WCW? There's one. There's a Hell in a Cell, then a cage on that, and then a smaller cage on top of that. It's been a while. War Games. It's not. No, that's not War Games. No, that's not War Games.
No, War Games is like the 4 rings in 1 cage.
Gauntlet. WCW triple cage match. What was it called? It was just called a triple cage match. It was just. Was that it?
Is that it?
3 cages stacked on top. I'm just getting the information right here. It's ridiculous. I think they did it. It is a cool concept. It's a very cool concept of an idea.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's literally a Hell in a Cell, a cage on top of the Hell in a Cell, and then a mini cage with, I guess, the championship, or you have to go on top of that cage to grab the actual championship. Now, talk about your ladder match, talk about your cell match. So the WCW did it. They did it 2 times in the year 2000. I remember it because I thought it was such a cool ass concept that you had to use a ladder, climb to the next cage, or climb on the outside up to it, and then you also have to climb to the next after that. Like I'm looking, like they did it at Slamboree, and then a Ready to Rumble cage match, and they even call it Ready to Rumble cage match.
I do remember there was a match that I saw where they had like scaffolding, and then there were tables.
Was that WCW or ECW?
I think that might have been ECW because it was a tad bit more extreme, but like they had scaffolding, they had tables, they had ladders, chairs, kendo sticks, the works. And they fell from the top, I feel like. Yeah, they fell. One of them like hit so freaking hard, cracked ribs, everything. But it was honestly insane.
Nope, I'm good. I don't want that match. No, we don't need to be jumping off any rafters, any kind of supports.
Yeah, I'm not quite low, but no, thank you.
No, thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. No.
Yes.
Stop it.
Okay, now what was your thoughts about what happened between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns when Brock Lesnar lifted up the ring with his giant tractor?
I thought it was a really awesome, cool moment. He was trying to do everything to leave Roman Reigns disoriented, and that's fine. But all he did really was roll him over in the ring a few times. I know there's but so much you really truly can do, but maybe he was hoping like would take a bigger hit than that, but he managed to survive, and he is still the one and truly only undefeated, reigning, defending WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion of the world. He is the tribal chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns.
So would you say that you acknowledge Roman Reigns?
I've acknowledged him since his first day in WWE. Since I even knew he existed, I acknowledged him. I have respect, and I always will.
Okay.
Do you acknowledge him?
There's parts of it that I do, and there's parts of it that I don't. So, like we have spoke about privately, me, my auntie, my uncle, we always sit there every Tuesday and every Friday, and we always watch Raw and SmackDown. There's certain people out there that my auntie and uncle do not like. As you may know, Chad Gable, with his foghorn, the whole shoosh thing, she does not like that. Roman Reigns, even though he's a great athlete, he is phenomenal. The story about him saying everyone has to acknowledge him gets a tad bit on the annoying side. Oh, yeah.
I know. Don't get me wrong. I'll agree. But I'm saying I acknowledge him.
Oh, yeah.
Until somebody else can knock him off his throne, I'm acknowledging him. But Drew made a great point. All respect. All right. Yeah, we've seen you win a lot of matches, but can you do it completely without the help of Mr. Heyman and the Usos, respectively? I'm not saying he can't. He's handled plenty of a lot of his career, without help from anybody. I'm just saying that since you've become champion, I'm just going off of what Mr. O'Connor is saying. I acknowledge you, sir. I would never question your greatness. I'm just going on. I'm just, for argument's sake, of course, academically speaking.
Of course.
So
man, I love this. So, what are your thoughts about all the people that are coming back, like Karrion Kross, Dexter Lumis?
I need Keith Lee back.
Bailey
over there, but I want Keith Lee back.
Oh, heck yeah!
I feel sooner or later. I hope with Triple H at the helm that he really. I feel like he saw a lot in Keith Lee because they were pushing the hell out of him. He was just. Let me not even use the word push because I don't like. He was just doing really well, and then it just kind of stopped, and it was unfortunate. And because I'm a huge fan, like I want to see that man as a world champion, and for a long time, like he's too good to not be. But as far as Bailey returning, that was huge at SummerSlam. I was not Bailey, Io Shirai, was it?
Io Sky.
I'm sorry. Io Sky.
Dakota Kai, Io Kai, Bailey, and Io Shirai.
Io Shirai, Io Sky, whatever they. Yeah. I never get with the name changes. It's like I don't know what the business is with that when it comes to if your name works in NXT and the fans love you for it, know you. Those fans are gonna, you would think, I don't want to assume, would generally come to the main roster wherever you're gonna go, especially if you keep your name. WWE owns the name. Why are you changing it? You're never going to use it for somebody else because people are going to look like, well, that's not Io Shirai.
No,
Io Shirai is right there. She just calls herself Io Sky. That's a new persona. Just stick with the name. Yeah. It's not just that, but I think it really helps. And people recognizing like, well, why the hell did they change the name? Oh, they're changing the gimmick. Watch. I bet you she'll be they're going to change her moveset completely up soon enough. And that's what I'm saying. When they change the name, how many times have you seen a person's moveset change up from what they've done in NXT to what they do on the main roster?
Quite a lot.
It could be different with Mr. Helmsley being at the helm, no pun intended, maybe a little bit, but still, we know all too well thus far from what we've been shown. Everybody that's had a name change usually doesn't that spell bad things for their moveset and entrance? So, and what are they going to do with them once they're not with Bailey anymore? How long is that going to be together? Are they going to be like together like the Bloodline? Are they going to build a female faction?
Judgment Day?
Yeah, there's Judgment Day. Now, that didn't go as planned, it seemed. I was really hoping Edge could take that places, and then unfortunately the injury happened. Things happen. It's pro wrestling. But it was just like, damn, where could that have gone? That's the main thing. I think of where could that have gone. Karrion Kross, but let me jump on because I don't want to stay on just one thing. Karrion Kross returning. I saw a tweet earlier in the day that somebody retweeted, which was like the little hourglass TikTok. And then sure enough that night, who's on Raw attacking Drew McIntyre? And I'm like, oh, he's a threat for the championship for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I think without question. I love the fact that Karrion Kross is back, but I'm like, damn, now that he's back, like I said, Keith Lee needs to come back. I would love for him to come back because they have unfinished business, I feel. The matches that Keith Lee and Karrion Kross had, and it's kind of like it was unresolved. I don't think it went any further than a few matches. And I think Keith Lee lost most of those, which sucked. So what do you think Karrion Kross needs anybody other than Scarlett, though? Do you think Scarlett's enough, or do you think he should have like somebody on that power level, big, strong, powerful, that can handle himself, that's not just can handle themselves in the ring, that's good in the ring.
Yeah.
And imposing like he is.
Well, I'm always into like theories and stuff. So I was thinking if Roman was to lose the title, since Karrion tried or is going after Roman for the title, maybe Paul Heyman could jump over to Karrion's side. So then we can have something like that. But
no.
I mean, but
I'm not Heyman. No, I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, get Paul Heyman in the ring. Let's see how he does it. But I don't know. Like, there are a lot of potential people that could tag with Karrion and Scarlett. But I think right now, since they're just coming back, since they're just starting out with this new authority with Mr. Triple H, I think those two should stay together for a bit and then maybe possibly part ways or have someone else jump into the mix. But
I'm glad that they brought Scarlett back with them. I must say, because I thought at first, when they bring people back, sometimes they don't always bring their manager. So I'm glad, because she's fantastic. So that he needs to definitely go on a tear, a win streak, a huge win streak, I think, before. Not that he couldn't be an immediate challenger for the championship.
No,
He's a former champion himself and being such a dominant, imposing figure. But I'd like to see him go on a bit of a win streak, but not against. I want to see him go on a win streak against main names. Like, I'm sorry, big names, really big names that it's like you're facing Finn Balor, you're facing Damian Priest, you're facing Edge, you're facing this person. Like, if you're going to challenge Roman Reigns, you need to beat the best. Not just local talent. Nothing against that. I'm just saying, but it's like there's but so far that goes. Okay, because even as a kid, I was just like, when I didn't know what wrestling was, I understand now. Indie wrestlers. I work on independence. It's just like, then if you're gonna have him, what the term is, use squash people, whoop their ass. Let me just put it that way. Then at least eventually, don't let it take 2 or 3 months for him to start facing bigger names. We'll put it that way, just to face bigger names and more imposing names that we know they're going to give that have a definite chance at beating him.
Yeah,
they not, but have a chance. I want to have that kind of feeling of nervousness, that, oh, he could lose, and he's just this close at getting a shot. He could be like a #1 contenders match. You don't want to have him face. You want to have him face like not just one person. Have him face three of the best. A fatal 4-way. Karrion Kross. Let's say Keith Lee returns. Keith Lee. I'd love to see Damian Priest in a #1 contenders match. And then Karrion Kross, fatal 4-way elimination, make it even more interesting.
Yeah.
Who do you think Karrion Kross would stand the test of time in that match, or do you think it'd be one of the other three?
So we've got Karrion Kross, Damian Priest, Keith Lee, and I don't know. Let's go Cody Rhodes.
You know what? You know what? That makes a better choice. Okay, that we can do that. Even better choice. That's a good choice too. So we can do that.
To be honest, I would like to see Karrion make it, but I got to go with my man Cody.
Who do you think will be the last two? Karrion and Cody, or do you think
Karrion and Cody most likely?
Who's getting eliminated first? Priest or Lee?
Priest.
That's hard for me to pick. See, I'm gonna automatically say, you know what? I love you, Karrion, but you getting put out by Damian Priest.
Okay.
Mr. Priest, that's my guy. That's my man. Like, I want him. I can't wait for him. I can't wait for him because I know that he will be a future world champion. And I think I know when stakes are on the line, he's a former world champion in his own right. From the independent circuit and everything, former Monster Factory Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. That's just to name one of the many, many championships that man has won.
Yes.
But I get it's WWE. This is different, but still, I know he has everything it takes in him to be a world champion. He's been United States champion. You only go up. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
And so, but let me jump. Let's jump off that for a second. How do you feel about the 2 current women's champions of Raw and SmackDown? I'm sorry, 3. No, 4. There's 4, but we're going to talk about Raw and SmackDown right now.
Okay, so we've got Bianca Belair, the EST, the roughest, the toughest, the quickest, the fastest.
The smartest.
Yeah, the smartest. And then we have Liv Morgan. I think Liv deserves the push. She has been, from going to the Riot Squad to being like, kind of pushed to the sidelines like a lot of other talented wrestlers. I think she deserves a push. It was great to see her win. And then Bianca, of course, she's the EST. She's got to win. Like, you can't go wrong. But then I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a time where the EST may get knocked off from possibly Miss Raquel Rodriguez or something like that.
I mean, I love the SC and a fully 100% supporter, and I don't think anybody's gonna beat her for that title anytime soon. But it's happened before, so I got to be a realist. You're right. Miss Rodriguez could do that. She could do that, my friend.
She could. She could.
She could do that, my friend. But or another step in Miss Morgan's story, they have a title for title match, and she wins the undisputed She becomes the first ever undisputed WWE Women's Champion. Liv Morgan, I'd love it. A lot of people, there are a lot of haters, so they're gonna be a lot of naysayers. But you know what? There's one thing. Watch her.
Watch her.
She says it all the time. Watch her. I say it. I believe it.
Me too.
And look, she's champ. And there's so many people that didn't believe that she could do it. Least of all against Ronda Rousey.
The baddest woman on the planet.
You underestimate someone, but then you say, oh, I'm going to bring my all. I know you're going to bring your all. No, but you still underestimated her, and she got you, and she got your title, regardless of. It's not important what happened at the end of the match. Liv got the win, and she's champion. Damn it, that's all that's important. She'll get the win again, and I don't care if it's under sketchy circumstances. Just watch her.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all it takes.
All right.
Hey, what do you got there? What do you got there?
It is called Royal Crown Draft Premium Cola. Look at me being bougie.
I want one. I'd like one. That's not fair. Did you bring enough for all the viewers?
Come to New Zealand and I'll get you one.
Well, fine. If I do, I expect one.
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
Pack your bags, let's go.
You say what?
Pack your bags, let's go.
STEPHAN.
I
couldn't resist. It was right there.
No worries.
Oh, speaking of, if I may just
speaking of the wand. Oh,
these are the ones except all except for one. This is obviously Voldemort's. These are some of the ones from the play. So we got Harry's, Hermione's, Ron's, Albus Potter's wand. That's why I was trying to use them for the read-through, and that's why I was like I had something special for everybody. So kind of changing gears for just a moment. I know we're kind of all over the place, folks.
Yeah.
Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is a read-through that I've been doing for the past few weeks, on and off, because it's a long book and I'm trying to stretch it out for y'all. But what I want to say is that we will be going live tonight at 11 p.m. Mr. O'Connor will be there as well, and might have to have you as a special guest reader. Do you have this book?
I don't, but I can get it. You
should get it, and we should do a meeting. We should do a Zoom meeting.
Hell yeah!
And read through it, or do one of the other Harry Potter books, Lord of the Rings, something like that. Because I'm going to continue to do this. This is not where it stops, folks. After this, we're just going to continue. I might do Percy Jackson and the Olympians Lightning Thief series. That's a huge book series. At some point, I'm going to do the Silmarillion. That's in the Silmarillion in Lord of the Rings. So I plan on doing that as well. What do you think so far? How do you like it so far? What do you think of the performance? You can be brutal.
Well, I made I made a video me watching you.
Very much appreciated. I like it.
No worries, man. And just the voices, the way that you use the wands, you're so passionate. I freaking love it.
I may not have all the merch, as they say, but when I tell somebody I'm your number one fan, trust me, I'll show you your number one fan in other ways. And just as you see in the reading, that's I want to show my fandom through that. So I'll show it and how passionate I'm trying to be when I do this.
Yeah.
I received messages from other folks as well. Somebody messaged me, inbox me, just telling me how much they really enjoyed the reading. And they were like, that got really intense. That argument scene where you're going back and forth and everything was kind of going haywire. It was like really felt like I was there. And that's what I want to do. I want to give people a chance to, as it was explained to me, slip away into a world of magic and mystery and just really, truly be able to imagine, hey, I'm there at Hogwarts. Oh my God, wait, this is happening now. I'm not going to tell you all what's happening, because if you haven't tuned in, then you need to. And then maybe when we eventually do another read through of this, we will do maybe a little group read through and have different actors,
Yeah.
different people for different voices.
Yeah.
That'll be even more fun. And we can listen. You have your wand? You have a wand?
Wait, where was the one that I used in the video?
That's right. Always say wands at the ready at the beginning of the video.
Ah!
But no, you're fine for now if you can't find it. It's fine for now. I know
I'll find one. Don't worry, I'll find one.
But I think that would be really fun to be able to interact because it's better to be able to play off people through read-throughs.
Yeah.
So it's one thing me reading through it, and I put my all into it, don't get me wrong, but that'd be better to interact with someone while reading it and they're reading the same thing. That way I can have a even better response, even better reply. You know, the emotion will be even as genuine as it is. I think it just improve it. You know, so if we're arguing with one another, but you know, in a book scene, don't you think that'd be better if we're arguing with?
Exactly. Okay, then Stefan, here's a little bit of a thing. What Harry Potter house do you think I belong to?
Oh, yes. You could be great, you know. Smart, supportive, determined, drive, yes. All the makings to be a Slytherin, but you also could be Gryffindor, but no, there's also Hufflepuff. Great fit for that. And Ravenclaw. I've sat on heads for many years that didn't sound right, and now I fear better be Hufflepuff.
I'm a Gryffindor.
Everybody's Gryffindor.
My house is the only one with a door.
Well, as the sorting hat would say, I'm resorting you. Your new house is Slytherin.
Okay.
All right, I've just rehoused him, folks. Yep. I'm a nice guy. No, okay, so you're Gryffindor. Listen, I'm not the best at guessing that. I actually need to resort myself because I want to get a custom wand made and be properly sorted.
Yeah.
Not just get a wand of one of the characters, which is great. It's something that's specifically for me. So eventually go to Harry Potter World in Universal Studios. I've never been, always wanted to go. That is a plan to do that. And then there's a store in New York where I can get robes and stuff. I wanted to do that for the readings, but it's hard to, you know, travel around with everything, the current state of things. But, you know, you got to do that.
All right. So, Stefan, how long is it until you're reading?
My reading is at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, yeah, it's 10:07 now. It's 10:07 p.m. I'm probably going to go live 5 to 10 minutes before, folks. Okay. So that way you have a chance to get yourselves situated, get your snacks, your drinks, and have your wands at the ready. Anything from the Charlie dears?
Yes. So I currently have a 5-minute timer. Do you think we could do a part 2?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. So, guys, this is going to be the end of part 1 of Stefan and Mike and Marty chatting about God knows what, but we will see you guys soon. And I will see you, the reigning defending 2K22 Games champion, very soon.
That's my guy, y'all. That is my guy. You understand that? He just gave me the proper shout out. Yes. 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 I'll tell you this much. You and me, we're going to the top, brother. We're going to the top.
Let's do it. All right. I'll see you soon, brother.
See you then.